Hello everyone. I am so glad that you could join me again. We are in the midst of a dangerous heat wave, but I still want to prepare a memorable dinner for guests who are coming this weekend. Here's the plan. I'm serving watermelon gazpacho with cilantro and mint for the first course, potato gnocchi with sausage and bell peppers for the main course, and fresh local peaches in cardamom cream for the grand finale. And the first thing we are going to make is the watermelon gazpacho. Now, I have never made this before, but the list of ingredients sounds very appealing to me. And I will post the printable recipe in the description box below. So I need 2 pounds of watermelon. This thing is certainly more than 2 pounds. It is a beast. Ooh, it's cutting easily. And this is supposedly a seedless watermelon. Oh, it's gorgeous. This way. So I have cut the watermelon half into wedges so that I can run my knife between the rind and the flesh. I can tell you right now that this gazpacho got rave reviews from my guests. I will make it again and again. I need to weigh this out. I'm looking for 2 pounds of watermelon. We are just over 2 pounds. As for this other half, I'm going to go ahead and cut it into wedges, and then I can cover and refrigerate it for a snack later on. And I want to just roughly chop the watermelon. This watermelon is super fragrant, and it's making me think that I might like to use watermelon juice for a cocktail. Does watermelon cocktail even exist? I don't know. Then I need an English cucumber, here again, just roughly chopped. Can start putting these ingredients right into the jar of a blender. That is a lot of watermelon. I'm going to eat one piece. A jalapeno. It says just chopped. I'm not sure if I want to keep the seeds and the ribs in this jalapeno. Maybe I'll keep the seeds and ribs from half of the jalapeno. I'll knock some of the seeds out of this other half. I like a little bit of heat, but I do not like to have smoke come out of my ears. Then we need 1 shallot, roughly chopped. I do not have shallot, so I'm going to use a bit of onion. Into the blender. Then we need 1 large heirloom tomato, which I do not have, but I do have some San Marzano plum tomatoes from last year's garden in my freezer. And here they are. These were from 2024's garden. You and I harvested these together and popped them into a Ziploc bag to freeze them. And I think 3 of these tomatoes will equal 1 large heirloom number. Back to the freezer. And we can pop these frozen San Marzanos into some water. They will thaw very quickly, in about 10 minutes. So these San Marzanos thawed completely in just 5 minutes. Clean my board here. Then I need some lime juice. And here it is. This is a premium bottled lime juice. The ingredient is nothing more than lime juice. 1, 2, 3. A bit of salt. Fresh grinds of black pepper. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 1, 2. And the remaining ingredients are in my garden. I'm gathering cilantro and mint leaves from the garden. The flavors of these herbs work surprisingly well with watermelon. It is ferocious outside. Yesterday, the temperature reached 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Today is actually slightly cooler. It is 92 degrees Fahrenheit. Here is the mint, which I don't even have to chop. Cilantro in. And we have certainly filled this blender jar, but we are going to puree the works, which will bring the volume way down. That was quick. And I see a couple of leaves that did not get blended yet, so we need to continue working here. And we have to give this a quick taste. Holy cow. Wow, wow, and wow. This is delicious. I can really taste the lime juice and the watermelon. There's a little bit of heat from the jalapeno. There's tomato in there. This is incredibly good stuff, my friends. Yeah, I think you will definitely want to try this watermelon gazpacho at home. Now my plan is to refrigerate this gazpacho until tomorrow, and then I will pour it into, I think, some water goblets, and then we can top each goblet with mint and cilantro, or maybe just cilantro leaves. So this goes into the refrigerator, and I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. I have good news. Our dangerous heat wave has passed. Now, I thought that we would be able to have our little dinner party outdoors because the high today will only be 75 degrees Fahrenheit. But unfortunately, thunderstorms are predicted. So I guess we will be dining in the dining room. And I'm going to make the main course, which is sheet pan gnocchi with sausage and peppers. And I will post the recipe I'm following in the description box below. So I have some colorful peppers here. I'm just going to cut them into roughly bite-sized pieces. My friends and I loved this simple and affordable main course. It's a dish that tastes far greater than the sum of its few parts. I hope you will give it a try someday. Then we can throw all of these peppers onto a baking tray. And then I have 1 pound of shelf-stable potato gnocchi right here. You could use fresh gnocchi or frozen gnocchi, whatever you have on hand. Throw that right onto the tray. One fine day, I will try to make my own gnocchi, but today is not that day. Mix everything together. This looks pretty already. And I want to add some olive oil. And some kosher salt. Black pepper. And toss again. Now this recipe calls for hot Italian sausage. I'm using sweet Italian sausage because the gazpacho that we are having for our first course is plenty spicy. And also, I love sweet Italian sausage. And I'm going to cut the sausage, just as I did the peppers, into bite-sized pieces. And then we can put the sausage on the tray. Scatter it about. Need to wash my hands. I wash my hands because I need to handle my bottle of olive oil. And I want to drizzle the sausage with oil. And of course the oil will help the sausage and everything else on this tray to caramelize in the oven. I'm just dabbing up some of the excess oil and then brushing it onto the little sausage medallions. And there, our main course is ready to go. I'm going to cover this with cling film, pop it into the refrigerator, and then we will bake it off shortly before dinner time. And after I do that, I need to run out to the garden to fetch some parsley, which we will use to garnish the sheet pan dinner. All I need to do now is pull off the leaves and coarsely chop them. I save all of my parsley stems for stock. So I have a Ziploc bag here that I keep in the freezer. So it's got carrot peels and leftover celery and turnips and whatnot. Great for stock. When I chop parsley leaves, I first try to put them in a bundle, and then I cut. I'm going to pop this parsley into the refrigerator, and then I need to run to the local orchard to look for peaches that we can enjoy for dessert. We might also go to the local flower store because I always like to have flowers on the table.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy.
We are home again. The peaches that we bought at Golden Harvest Farm are over here. And here are the flowers. Now I do want to add some hosta leaves to this arrangement, so I need to run out to the garden for just a moment. I'm going to make this dining room table arrangement in my English soup tureen. For this arrangement, I'm using pale blue hydrangea, white alstroemeria, deep blue delphinium, lavender snapdragon, and yellow carnation. I think the colors will show well in my dining room. Well, I think this arrangement looks reasonably attractive. I'm going to set it over here for a moment, and then we can go set the dining table. And afterwards, we need to make the dessert. Here's the plan. Instead of using a tablecloth, I'm going to put the flower arrangement on the soup tureen platter, the center of the table, and then I will use neutral colored placemats and my Liberty Blue dinner plates. And I will put the first course watermelon gazpacho in iced tea glasses. Many of you have asked me to mention the type of wine that I serve at dinner parties. For this menu, I'm serving a California Pinot Noir. So our first course is made, our main course is made, the table is set, the flowers are arranged. And all I have to do is make the dessert. And the dessert is peaches with cardamom cream. So I think this will not only be a delicious dinner, but it will also be a very affordable dinner because none of the ingredients were expensive. I should have a bowl here for the peach pits. Gorgeous peaches. So I have some fresh local cream here. It's beautiful, it's really thick. And I'm going to whip the cream with some ground cardamom. I'm not going to add any sugar to this because the peaches are already quite sweet. And the cardamom will give the cream a lovely floral scent. And here we go. Oh, it's getting close to dinner time, so I think this whipped cream will hold up in the refrigerator for an hour or so while we consume our first course and main course. There are 4 of us for dinner, but I have 5 dessert goblets here because I intend to eat one before my guests arrive. Chef's privilege. So I'm putting a little cream in each goblet. Then we can add the peaches. And they will stand right up in this thick whipped cream. I think these goblets need a sprig of basil. I also grabbed some cilantro while we were outside because I'm going to need it to garnish the gazpacho, which I've decided to serve in champagne flutes. Now, as you saw when I set the table, I put both a dessert fork and a dessert spoon at the top of each place setting. That's because we may need both a fork and a spoon for this dessert. And I do want to try this for you. Let's see. First, a little sip or a little taste of the cardamom cream. Oh, this is lovely. Very, very lovely. Peach. This is ridiculously delicious. Now I'm going to put these 4 dessert goblets in the refrigerator. Again, I think they will hold up while we are eating the first course and the main course. I'm going to put away my leftover peaches and cream, finish my dessert, and then I need to change my shirt before my guests arrive. So my oven has preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. And here is our main course sheet pan gnocchi with peppers. I'm going to pop this into the oven. It will be done in about 25 minutes. And while the sheet pan dinner is cooking, we can enjoy our first course, which is the amazing, amazing watermelon gazpacho. Give this a quick stir. Now, I will make this gazpacho again and again and again. It is utterly delicious. So delicious, it defies description. And here is how we will serve it. In champagne flutes. This is where kitchen tweezers come in handy. Well, this gnocchi and sausage and pepper sheet pan dinner looks fantastic and it smells incredible. I want to garnish this with a flurry of parsley from the garden. And before I bring this to table, I do want to taste the gnocchi. So it's caramelized on the bottom. Hot, hot and delicious. What about the sausage? This is a perfectly wonderful main course for a summer dinner party, or really a wintertime dinner party too. Everybody loved the gazpacho. I know they are going to love the sheet pan dinner, and I think they will go wild over the dessert. Thank you so much for being here while we put together this very easy, very affordable, and definitely make-ahead summer dinner party. If you enjoyed today's video, I can put a couple of my other dinner party videos at the end of this one. And again, thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And I can't wait to see you next time. Bye for now, friends.